Worship Wednesday with your host, Big Sheeps of Sheeps Clothing. And this Wednesday, like every Wednesday, I'm going to be reviewing a record out of my personal collection. And this one is special to me because my fiance actually got me this record for Valentine's Day, and I had a copy of it once upon a time, and now I finally got another copy of it just because it's been so expensive anywhere I've ever went to see it. And I mean, I come across it every now and then, and it's just so expensive that I can't bring myself to pay for it, even though well, I can't give away the ending yet, but let's just say I'm happy for it to be back in my collection. So this week we are going to be doing yet again another Converge album. Look at that. Look at that beautiful bitch right there. We're going to be doing You Fail Me by Converge. Okay, so first, like we always start off, well, I guess I'll show you around the record. We got the slit wrist hand on the front with the album title on the bottom, and on the back you just have the slit wrist. Now, my copy is a used copy. You can see there's a little bit of wear down here, but I'm okay with that. This record's from Epitaph and Death Wish. Let's go on, see what's going on the inside of this one. In my copy, yours may be different, but in my copy I get this little, there's a shameless plug right there. Boom. Go check it out. Get yourself an outfit. Boom. Okay. And then you will soon see this framed and back on my art wall, because I mean, how could I not? It's just so appropriate. But look at this bad bitch right here. Look at that. That is fucking awesome. And on the back side, you have some lyrics and just this insane print of I don't know, I guess it's like a snake or something. Just some fancy graphic design. I hope y'all can see that because I have no idea what I'm doing right now. I can't see shit. But yeah, this will soon be framed and will be the centerpiece of my wall back there, and everything else will be getting rearranged. Very, very excited about doing that. And thank you for my beautiful fiance for purchasing this for me. You're the shit. And I'm really stoked to have yet another Converge album in my collection, which you will be seeing all of mine eventually. And I have this red, black, or well, it's like, yeah, I guess you could say it's black, but it looks like a blood stain on a red album. And the old annoying no side A, no side B labeling. Although one is red and one is black, I'll just have to figure out which side is side A, which side is side B. And then just kind of like keep track of it, remember. Now, I'm extremely happy with the condition that this record is in. Doesn't appear to have ever been played, which is why I'm kind of hyped on the price that I got for it. So, okay, now let's get into how I think this album sounds. I will say that I feel like Converge, their style tends to jump around, and any album you listen to with, I don't know, with like most bands, you're gonna come across stuff you like and stuff you don't like, and you're gonna come across like changes that, you know, they're growing as artists, okay? So this being one of their earlier albums, not the earliest, but the earlier, it still has a very good sound in my opinion. I would say that this it's very mathy and technical. They have slower parts, heavier parts. They have clean singing, which I'm not a huge fan of, and they have, like screaming. And I would say that with this album, you really get to see a side of them that's like early 2000s, late 90s screamo style, like screamy hardcore. And I personally, I love that shit. Like, City of Caterpillar and like Page 99 and earlier Norma Jean and stuff. Like, it's all kind of mixed together in this album. You see highlights of each thing, and then they also have these like slow melodic songs on here as well. Like, I usually say if you like the first song on an album, you'll like the rest of the album. Well, in this case, their first song is really slow and it's like interlude, and then it kind of crescendos into song number 2, which I find is, in my opinion, one of the heavier songs on this album. So it's if you're in the mood to listen to something a little artsy and then also heavy, like, this is definitely a great album. I mean, this is just like most Converge albums are just iconic to this genre. I mean, if you go to a mathcore show or any kind of screamy hardcore show, you're gonna see a Converge shirt. You're gonna see, if you're flipping through a record, like you're at a record store and you're flipping through like this genre of music, you're gonna come across Jane Doe. You're gonna come across, I mean, you might not come across this one as much as you'd come across Jane Doe, but it's Converge is a very iconic band. They're up there with, the Dillinger Escape Plans and whatnot. Like, they're a bigger band in this very niche genre. Hush up, Bulma. Hey, I'm trying to do a video here. Come on, be good. Sorry guys, my marmots are acting up. So I guess the main question that I like to answer with these reviews is, if my house got set on fire and this album was burnt to a crisp and I came across it at a record store, would I pick it up and buy it again? That would make the 3rd time I have this album, but yes, I would definitely pick it up, just because, I mean, you might say it's poserish or whatever, but I mean, even if I leave this in my collection and don't listen to it, like, it's still impressive to me to have this in my collection. Like, it's just one of those things that you have to have if this is what you're collecting. And to me, it's so, like, don't get me wrong, like, I love the sound of vinyl. I love listening to vinyl, but I'm lazy. So if I want to listen to this album, my record player's in my office, I'm sitting in the living room. Am I going to get up, come in here, and put it on my record player? Probably not. But I would, I will listen to it on Spotify. I will YouTube and etc. It's just so easy. It's on my phone, it's so much easier than getting up and coming in here and doing this. Plus I have, Bluetooth speakers around my house that I can just connect to, and, bada bing, bada boom. So, I mean, a lot of my records don't really get a lot of turntable time nowadays, but there are the rarer stuff that you can't find on the internet as easy as I have it. Because, I mean, I have stuff in my collection that I got at shows when I was fucking 17 years old from bands that never put anything on the internet, So, I mean, like, there's a lot of stuff that only gets turntable time as opposed to me listening to on my phone and stuff. But this album, it's very accessible. It's not going to get a lot of time on my turntable, but it's a must-have. It's absolute 8 out of 10 just because it is what it is. I mean, even if you... It's a must-have in my opinion. Let's just leave it at that. So, yeah, if there's anything that I left out that you'd like to know about this album, leave it in the comments. And I will make sure to answer every comment until our channel is so big that I just can't keep up with that anymore. But Converge, you fail me. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Um, Definitely would buy again. It's a great listen. So if it's what you're into, then I highly suggest picking it up. And even if you don't pick it up, check it out on Spotify. Check it out on YouTube. You know, like that. It's there. It's super accessible to find, and it's at your fingertips. Um, but then again, yeah, you know, if you want that sweet blood red vinyl and that gigantic Converge poster, and to have your friends look through your record collection and come across it, then definitely 1,000,000% get it. I know people who only listen to vinyl. I know people who sit around and flip records on their tables all day, every day, 24 hours a fucking day. And as much as I love vinyl and I collect vinyl, if something I can listen to something on my phone and it's just right there, I'm gonna do that just because I'm a lazy piece of shit. But thanks, baby, for picking this up for me. Super appreciate it. It's definitely one of my favorite in my collection again. So yeah, there's not much news with Sheep's Clothing this week. We are we have an interview coming up Sunday with the vocalist of I've Been Shot. We have Dillinger. Actually, they just got into a accident. Their tour bus, they got in an accident, and I think I read that there was 18 people injured, and that, come on guys, 18 people injured, and they had to cancel the rest of their tour. And you know, if you pray prayers out to them, if you vibe, send your vibes out to them. If you don't do either of that, send them money on their GoFundMe, because they definitely could use it, and they've brought you great material for years and years and years and years and years. The guys are legends. Definitely try to help them out, because even though they are one of the bigger bands in this community, they're definitely not making fucking Metallica, Christina Aguilera money or some shit. I don't know why I say Christina Aguilera. That's like a horrible euphemism or whatever, but they're not making that fucking David Schwimmer money. So, you know, try to help them out, help their families, help them with medical bills and all that shit. It really adds up. The reason I say this is because we were interviewing the bassist of. Well, I haven't gotten in contact with him. I don't know if our interview is still going to be up or not. I really hope so, because I'd like to talk to them about all this. But yeah, go back and check out our past interviews. Check out our lineup of future interviews to come. I will be rolling out the Math Mail Monday format. The weekly setup will be coming soon. Actually, a little bit of news. Derek Vescani from A Second Story Window is going to be doing the intro music for our Math Mail Monday segment. The intro music to Wax Worship Wednesday that you're watching now is done by Christopher Arp of Psyopus, and I'm super stoked to have been able to get that. I can't really say that I have too much else going on right now, but if you can help us out by any means necessary, we could use it. There'll be a link in the description of how you can donate. I'm trying to put together a better computer to bring you guys better content, more viewable, like, quality content. I'm sick of running on my shitty little HP here that doesn't do anything, and I can barely record these videos, let alone live stream. So we're upgrading and bringing you bigger and better things here at Sheep's Clothing. We're putting our nose to the grindstone, trying to bring you as much as we can. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't give a shit, give it a thumbs down. Leave a comment. I'll get back to you. Check out the links in the description. And, if if there's something in this video you wish you would have seen but you didn't, if you clicked here from another source and you were really looking for a better in-depth uh, way of hearing about this album or a review of some sort, leave it in the comments if you have any ideas, because as much as I love doing this segment and as much as I'd like to be able to be more thorough in this segment, it's a little difficult without being able to actually play the music for you guys. I do leave links in the description to where you can listen to this album in full, usually on YouTube, unless they have a Bandcamp or something. Then I like to support them and do it through that. But yeah, if you have any ideas for this segment, make sure you leave them in the comments, because my how do you say that? My ears are open. I'm on open ears. I don't know. Just let me know, and I'll try to spice it up a little bit for you guys. I think that's all that I got for you this week. Be sure to check us out on Sunday, live streaming on Facebook. And until then, go fuck yourself, San Diego.